James Mattis and Rex Tillerson teamed up to do will leave NATO shivering. U.S. Secretary of State Rex Tillerson just stepped up and stood up for Trump against NATO. He said the following: "It is no longer sustainable for the U.S. to maintain a disproportionate share of NATO's defense expenditures," Tillerson said. NATO's alliance includes 28 other countries. The U.S. pays most of the money towards the group's common defense. NATO is also being used as a loophole by the globalists to declare war without our consent, but using our money. How about that? Ain't that a switch? A switch blade to the back of Americans. I'm going to attempt to skip to the part where he possibly speaks. What is the lady from Seinfeld doing there? British love round things. The night at the round table. Excalibur. Okay. Absolutely zero talking. Thanks for showing us everything but the speech. Awesome. Awesome. You guys are great. Thanks so much. Him looking down. Intensely. Unless he just looks up and goes, "We're not doing it," stands up and walks out. I don't see the...
I'm Donald Trump.
Man. Thanks so much for nothing. Thank you for the words. Secretary of Defense James Mattis warned last month that Washington might moderate its commitment to its allies if they don't pay up. NATO Chief Jens Stoltenberg said the following: "We see a strong U.S. commitment by NATO to the transatlantic bond, not only in words but also in deeds," Stoltenberg said. "Well, we need to see the damn money." Here's what Donald Trump thinks of all of this. "Despite what you've heard from the fake news, I've had a great meeting with German Chancellor Angela Merkel. Nevertheless, Germany owes vast sums of money to NATO, and the United States must be paid more for the powerful and very expensive defense it provides to Germany. Share this if you want NATO to start paying up. We want to work together, but only with the partners that respect us. These countries need to put their money where their mouth is. The United States can't defend everyone else while everyone else builds their economy." Yeah, really. And we have another story here. Oh my God. Every single woman in America is freaking out at what the secret that Mike Pence shares with his wife. Okay. The liberal fascists that run the media have been attacking Mike Pence for his views on his wife and marriage. They need to sit down and be humble. Maybe they could learn something from the godly man like Mike Pence. I'm going to let my friends at the Rebel Pundit take it away.
Vice President Mike Pence has set some rules out for himself about his behavior around women other than his wife. And so, of course, the super tolerant left thinks he's a sexist, a potential rapist, and basically like one bad day away from an honor killing or something. Do you want to know what the controversial behavioral rules Mike Pence has for himself are? Well, a Washington Post article revealed that Pence won't dine alone with women besides his wife, so he doesn't go on dates with other women he's not married to. And Pence will not attend any event where alcohol is served unless his wife is there with him.
Oh.
That monster, you guys. And so, an article that painted Karen Pence as a kind, sincere, and godly person with a personal affection for the military and a genuine concern for the welfare of people that she scarcely even knows suddenly became all about how her husband is a woman-hating sex offender just waiting for a place to happen. Thank you, online left. I mean, just look at some of the insanity from these liberal journalists. I found two real doozies. This Washington Post blogger named Paul Waldman tweeted a crazy 5-part rant. It goes like this. What Mike Pence's unwillingness to share a meal alone with a woman who isn't his wife means. There are only a few possibilities. His faithfulness to his wife is so tenuous that he thinks that if he eats with another woman, he'll probably have sex with her, or he's afraid that if he has that meal, the woman will fall in love with him or accuse him of raping her. Same goes for not going to any event with alcohol without his wife. He might have a beer and screw someone. You never know. All this makes me question his self-control, self-regard, or beliefs about how women act. No, Paul Waldman, there is another, less crazy, more normal possibility. Maybe Pence just really loves his wife, respects her feelings, and doesn't want any maniacal Washington Post bloggers accusing him of infidelity if he ever actually does have that innocent dinner alone with another woman. Because we all know that's exactly what you people would do here. And there's another liberal journalist, someone named Zenny Jardin, who writes for something called Boing Boing. She completely lost her mind over this. And I know because I went through 22 hours of her fevered SJW tweets. She tweets, VP Mike Pence's conservative Christian faith is the explanation given for why he won't be in a room alone with a female who's not his wife. Sincere question. How is this different from extreme repressive interpretations of Islam, Sharia law, mocked by people like Mike Pence? Yes, Zenny, Mike Pence's Christianity and self-imposed rules for conduct that respect his wife's feelings are totally the same as a culture that encourages beating women with a stick and stoning women for adultery if they're raped. I feel like Zenny's cats are plotting an escape or their own suicide right now. And there are literally hundreds more like her, tweeting their hate to Mike Pence, a bunch of lonely anti-Christian spinsters who will likely die alone in a horde of newspapers and lifelong regret. Now, I can tell you, in all honesty, we have some similar rules in place in my family, but it's inverted. My husband works out of town doing a somewhat dangerous job for weeks at a time. I just don't go places alone with my dude friends, and I have a lot of them. It makes my husband's mind race. It distracts him and adds to his work stress. It's not worth it. In fact, it's selfish of me to do that to him. It's not deranged. It's not because we don't trust each other. We absolutely do. It's because we love and respect each other.
Oh my God. I think it's called a respectable relationship where they each think of the other person over themselves. Whoa. But what she said before really is even more true. And that was the first thing I think of, because I'm a skeptical person, right? The first thing I'm thinking is, yeah, you wanted him to go. Why are we even talking about him having a dinner with another person? Because the left wants to go out and they want to spin it and make it look really bad. It's so obvious. They would do that. I'm 1,000% sure they would do that.
Each other. Let's just look at the divorce rate in liberal Hollywood. It's somewhere between 65 and 70%. Maybe these self-righteous liberals should look to Pence for answers to their broken, unhappy, and barren lives instead of telling him what he's doing is wrong, because what Pence is doing looks pretty right to me. For Democrats, the Clintons' marriage is a fairy tale. It's one plagued with rape allegations, infidelity, but it's magical, something akin to
the
Beauty
evil
and the
in
Beast.
their eyes.
The Wieners, they're proof that love can conquer all, even sex addiction, sexting minors, and tweeting pics of your bulging underpants. The Kennedys and their repeated unfaithfulness and drunken carousing with troubled starlets that they passed amongst themselves. Oh, and the drowning death of one woman. Well, that's, you guys, that's American Camelot. It's a beautiful love story. But the Pence's marriage, built on Christian family values, devotion, and respect, is completely alien to these people. These liberals are the first ones to tell you that every manner of deviance is acceptable, and they'll tell you it's none of anyone's business what two consenting people do in their relationship. And that's fine, unless, of course, those two consenting people are loving and honoring each other like the Pences are. Now, I have a message for the critics of Mike Pence. Look, I have nothing against cats, most cats, that is, but if they are the most important relationship in your life and will remain the most stable relationship in your life for perhaps the rest of your life, except for maybe your therapist, maybe, just maybe, you don't have any relationship advice to give to a man and woman who have been happily married for 32 years and have produced 3 highly productive kids to show for it. For the Rebel.media, I'm Sheila.
And oh yeah, he's the vice president of the United States of America. I really wish people would think about what they're doing and saying before they do it.
Sheila Gunry.
I'm not talking about this lady. I love the Rebel. I love this lady. What she said right there is great. It's the first time I've ever seen her on the show. She looks, I don't know, but everything she said was correct, 1,000%. There's Gavin McInnes. He's the main host of the Rebel.
At the Rebel, we're your source for conservative Canadian news. But to never miss a story, be sure to subscribe to our new Rebel Canada YouTube page.
Awesome. They call Mike Pence a misogynist. Here's the comment that started the whole twisted thing. So, the GOP is up in arms over Sharia law. Yet Mike Pence won't have a business meal with a woman that's not his wife. Sure, that checks out. Philip Sherborne. Here are all the attacks that Mike Pence got immediately hit with. Mike Pence never eats solid foods that his wife hasn't chewed first. To respect his wife, Mike Pence refuses to use a toilet after a lady has used it. He also doesn't not eat at restaurants with lady mascots. My husband and I like to be together too, but I don't feel like he's going to accidentally sleep with someone after one drink. Well, you know what? Maybe he'll be videotaped by 20,000 people, and 18 of those people will accuse him of something bad. And maybe someone will approach the woman he had that dinner with and pay her $1 million, and she won't be able to refuse that money just to say that he tried something. Maybe he's avoiding that. Maybe we know that's what this whole thing is about. Maybe that's what we know this is all about. This entire story about Mike Pence and this thing is them trying to get him in a bad spot. And not just him, every single person in Trump's administration. Let's continue from the other geniuses. Who knew Mike Pence had uncontrollable sexual compulsions so serious he can't be alone with a woman who's not his wife? We could go on and on and on. Clara Jeffries is the editor of Mother Jones. She started the whole crappy trend going, and she tried to say that Pence was a misogynist based on his marriage proposals. This is crap. Mike Pence is an American hero. Let's fight for him. Number one, Comment, "We love you, Mike," in the comments below. Number 2, share this article 1 million times. The liberal media keeps attacking Mike Pence, and let's stand up for him. Send him a positive message. I think it's time. We don't do enough about Mike Pence. Even here, we don't have that many articles because he's kind of a quiet dude who just takes care of his business and no one's bothering him.